Good morning. Okay, one, I know that I have makeup under my eyes, but I am cozy and in bed, and I did not want to wake up, or not wake up, I'm awake, but go to the bathroom and wipe it off. So, sorry. Um, oh, okay. There's two things happening in two different group chats right now, so when you see me look over to the corner, it's because messages are popping up, but that's what I'm here to tell you about, to catch you up on the tea. Which is not really tea. One, Kai's debating getting a cat. He sent pictures of this cute little kitty this morning, and I was just like, "Aw, cute cat pics, thanks." And then he wrote back like, "I got back the email," and I was like, "What email?" And he's like, "The email about whether or not to get the cat because it's a real cat that he could own." And I was like, "What?" Like, yes, get the cat. But then I was like, okay, I'm biased. Because it needs to be something that's resonate. Yay! Something that he can actually take care of and have time for, because he had a dog and he did not have enough time for a dog. Granted, taking care of a cat and a dog are very different, but that's one thing. The other thing is that the house group chat, there's been weird tension between like me, Kai, Matt versus Kim, Bradley, Zach. And I mean, I'm new here, so I don't know the full story, but from what I've heard, there's just weirdness that's gone down, and they're all very nice and cordial, but it came out especially in like the fridge, and like people would take each other's things, which at one point it was fine because we said that everyone like was open to have eggs and everyone could share the milk, but then like only certain people would keep buying eggs and milk, and then other people wouldn't, and it just got weird. And the other day, I took an egg from Bradley and Kim, and I told Bradley, and I was like, "Hey, I took an egg, and I'll buy the next thing of eggs." And he was like, "Yeah, it's fine." And then the next day, I went to the fridge, and their carton of eggs was labeled, and I was like, "Oh no, like I fucked up. I hope I didn't cross them or like do anything weird." So I brought it up. What? Yeah, so I brought it up because I was sick of like, because I'm also in the kitchen at such random obscure times every day that I like interact with everyone, and it inevitably every day I hear someone open the fridge and they're like, "Someone's been taking mine, whatever," and it's just like, guys, like we're grown. So I put it in the group chat yesterday, and was like, "Hey, like, can we talk about the egg thing? Because I'm new here, and I don't know what sort of tension is happening, but let's like cut that out." Um, so we had like a good, really long talk about eggs in the fridge yesterday. But then this morning, after that conversation, Matt, Kai, and I went to the hot tub, and they were talking about how they were, I think, just feeling sad because they used to do a lot of family dinners with them, and they just feel like they're losing their friends because they like hang out and do things just the three of them, Kim, Bradley, and Zach, and Kai and Matt are like, aw, like, because Zach was their best friend before he like got really close to these guys. So I think they're just sad and they miss their friend, and they have a hard time just saying that to them, so it comes out a little more like hostile or passive. And so in the hot tub last night, they were just talking about really wanting to bring back family dinners and everyone hanging out together, so that it's not in like us versus them, but just like a whole house that's able to hang, which is a completely reasonable desire. So this morning, just now, Kim texted me out of the group, which was nice, and she was like, "Hey, I'm sorry, like I hope we didn't do anything to make you feel uncomfortable. Like I didn't know anything about that. Like it was nothing about the eggs. Like I've been noticing the tension too, and like I'm glad it was resolved." And I was like, "Yeah, cool. Like don't worry about it. I've noticed the tension, and I wanted to nip it in the bud." We were talking about wanting to do family dinners, and she was like, "Yeah, great. Like I miss family dinners too." And I was like, "Oh, awesome. Okay." So I put in the group chat, and Kai and Matt don't know that Kim and I had this conversation. I will probably tell them like later. Um, so I put in the group and was like, "Hey, family dinner tonight. Like make whatever you want. We'll eat it together." And then Kim wrote back and was like, "Let's reinstate family dinner." And then everyone else is like responding in the group, which is cute. So like, yay, we're helping to unite humans. And I was talking to Kai the other night too, and like in trying to write out the first text to address the like fridge stuff, he was like, ooh, that last line like sounds sort of teachery, and I was like, it's who I am. I am in fact a teacher. This is in fact what I do for a career, is get large groups of people together to make sure that no one fights and that we can all get along and have a good time. So that was cool. And I look forward to that hopefully panning out. What else was I going to talk about? I don't know. I guess that was that. Well, hi, how are you? I love you. I miss you. I talk about you often because I'm also just a mom. Talk about Jade often. I talked to Ty yesterday for like half an hour, which was cool. My brother Ty. Oh, I'm going to see other Ty for lunch today, which I'm a little bit nervous about, but it'll be fine. I'm just going to remember that, like, I'm doing okay, because I get so nervous to compare myself to him, which is so silly, because we're on, like, two clearly different career paths, so, like, me trying to compare what I want to do with my life to what he wants to do with his life is so unnecessary and, not beneficial at all, and it still happens where I sit there, and I'm like, oh, man, like, no. So I'm trying to just, like, breathe easy this morning and know that it's going to be okay. And it's just lunch, so after a certain amount of time, he'll have to go back to work, and I will also have to go over to my work, and I'll journal about it, and it'll be okay. And then I talked to Matt last night, poor baby, for like a while. And it's funny because I know you and I just talked about like, it's so hard when you're in it yourself to give yourself the feedback, but when you're able to objectively look at someone else's life, like, it's so, like, oh, of course, like, you're fine. And so the other night, Matt talked to me about my shit for like an hour, and I was just like, I don't think I'm doing anything right, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, well, like, but you ought, like, it's fine. And he just gave me so much good advice, and then he came to me last night, and was like, I don't ever feel like I'm enough, and I don't think that I'm, like, going to get where I want to go, and all this stuff. And I was like, I'm pretty sure you just told me the same advice, like, 2 days ago. So I know instinctually you know how to deal with it, but also I can recognize that you're in it the same way that I was in it. So it's hard. And I think also, like, I've learned a lot about like, vulnerability, and not just, like, allowing yourself to be vulnerable, but, like, asking people to give you the space to be vulnerable. It's, like, really hard to ask for what you want, but, like, really, really important. And I was actually really proud of Matt, too, because at first he just texted me, and he was like, hey, sorry, like, I need to get this off of my chest, and I need someone to, like, hear it, so you don't have to respond, you can just say, yep. But, like, I just need to be heard, which I thought was really, like, I was proud of him for, because that's really hard to ask for, and is really important to ask for, because more often than not, like, we're not burdening someone, and people like to give advice. It's another thing I've learned. Like, people like to feel needed, and so when you're kind of pouring your heart out to someone, like, I wouldn't imagine that whoever you're talking to is gonna, like, judge you, like, you know, but they're gonna be there for you and be like, wow, like, honored that you trusted me to talk to, and here's all that I can offer back, and just, like, I don't know, I'm really into, like, communication practices too, and that, like, it's not about, like, here, let me tell you how to fix it or what to do right and wrong, but it's like, here's my experience and things that have helped me go through things similar to what you're going through. Take it or leave it. Here's my experience, and, like, learn from it what you will. Which I think is a cool way to navigate conversations as well. Yeah, this one's a little scattered. I didn't have a whole lot to say going into it, and I guess I don't have a whole lot to say now. But those are just things that have been on my brain, and now they're on a video, and you can know that they're on my brain. Okay, so I love you a whole lot. I'll text you this video, but as always, would love to talk and FaceTime and all the things. So, okay, I love you. Bye bye.